Welcome to Living Off the Van. We're the Nolders, Henry and Sarah, along with our 3 kids, Nyoka, Kiana and Louie. We've packed up our everyday lives to travel Australia with no known end date. Watch and subscribe to Living Off the Van to follow our adventures and see all the amazing places we go.
Okay, so I've just jumped in the car and we've got to South Lefroy. So our friends chasing laps, Kim and Shan, they have, I think they got site 8 and on the beach here, which is a beachfront site, and it's insane. Like, I've jumped in the car because it's so bloody windy and sandy, it's insane. Now, we've actually got a site from Spencer's who are also travelling. They couldn't make it down here because they decided they wanted to work up in Karratha, and they were very kind enough to give us a couple of days here, which they'd booked, so we've paid for them. And we're on site 14, which is a little bit more protected. So we've decided to completely ditch here on the beach. It's just insane. Like, it's such a beautiful place, and it's really frustrating to come to these places and you're subject to the weather. So here's what it is. We're going to go to site 14 right now, and we're going to try and maneuver and put the vans in a way where we can protect ourselves as much as possible. So I'm just laughing at Kim trying to take photos, and there's sand and stuff going everywhere. So anyway, I'm going to drive around to this other site now and get set up.
You good, mate?
Nah, hang on, give me a couple of seconds.
Alright.
Dogs. Great. Anyway, let's pull it out backwards. This is why I like Lotus. You've got rear recoveries. I'll probably, I'll come all the way back out and I'll do another go at it. You done that easier than I did. A little bit more torque in it, I'd say. Loved it.
How good was that?
Yeah.
That's a tyre range.
Righto. That's enough marking around.
Because I reckon Dad's bogged, and I said to Kato, I go, more than likely Henry's bogged, I reckon, and your dad's running to help him.
Yeah, that thing did it a piece of piss. Old petrol, mate. Loved it. Sarah, can you move that forward? There's a sign there somewhere, isn't there? That's alright, it's way back in.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. Yep. Righto. Do you want to dig your tyres out or anything like that, or have you got airbags, or?
No, I got no airbags, mate.
I'll just back up a fraction
Go back a bit.
and I'll dig out this side for you real quick. Yeah, I reckon. Sure. Oh dear.
Will that give you enough room for your awning and stuff?
Yeah, I reckon the awning will just, it'll be what it'll be.
Yeah.
Not much we can really do about it. Oh, man.
We're currently rushing out of South Lefroy. Henry's in the back of Kim and Shan's ram. They went snorkeling, and Henry said his body started to ache or was sore or something, and then he started to snorkel back into the beach. And then apparently I was in the van cooking lunch, but apparently Shan, his daughter Izzy and Nyoka and Henry were out snorkeling, and apparently when he got to the beach he kind of started to fall over, and Shan thought it was like a joke that he was mucking around with Oak and they were pushing each other over, and then Shan turned around and Henry had collapsed on the beach, and Trev, he ran and got water, and Kim ran, and then Kiana comes to the van. She goes, Mum, Dad's laying on the ground, something's wrong. And then I walked over, and he was just lying on the ground and trying to give him some water, and I thought, he's just, a bit puffed. And then he had a seizure in front of us. His eyes just started rolling back, and we put him in the recovery position, and we didn't know what to do. We was laying on the beach, and all the kids were freaking out. We made them run and go to the van, and we're all running around trying to grab blankets to stop the sand. And I grabbed Gatorade and icy poles, and we're like, he needs sugar, he needs water. Like, we're trying to give him everything. And then we just kept him on the ground laying there for ages. And then Kim and Trev jumped in the car and went and got the camp host to radio up an ambulance and some help. And at the moment we're flying to the bitumen from the campground to meet the ambulance from Coral Bay. I'm just hoping Henry's okay. Like, he said that he opens his eyes and everything's just flashing, and his ears are absolutely aching. And he said once he started to feel fatigue, he said his whole body's aching. He started to obviously swim back, and we're absolutely freaking out. I just grabbed a bag of crap, grabbed Louis, like he's in a nappy and a t-shirt covered in sand, and we're just smashing it out here to get to the bitumen to meet this ambulance. And then luckily our site, we're all on the one site with Kim and Shan, so they're going to watch the girls, and I'm going to follow the ambulance. Probably, I'm guessing we're going to Exmouth, but we'll find out when we meet the ambulance. And then, Louis and I will just see what's going on, and I'll text Shannon, Kim and the kids, but there's no service at the camp, so they'll have to keep driving up to the tower to get service to see what the hell's going on. The kids Noka's absolutely freaking out. She's just a big mess. She's kind of blaming herself because she wanted to go snorkeling, and Henry was like, well, I'll come with you. So she's kind of, she's just an absolute wreck. I'm just, freaking the hell out. And we'll see what the outcome is and what the go is, and we're hoping he doesn't, well, if he has to be flown somewhere, he has to be flown somewhere. It's just hard in these situations where you're at a free camp stuck in the middle of kind of nowhere.
what do you do? Like, I don't know if Henry has to be flown somewhere. You know, obviously being his wife, like, I want to go with him, but I don't know. You know, we've only got 4 nights left at our camp where we are, and I've got the car, and, you know, only our car kind of tows our van, and yeah, and then, like, I don't even know how to hook the van up and bloody pump up the airbags and all of that stuff. So I'll have to get to the bitumen here and get Shannon when we meet the ambulance to air up the tyres, because they're all on, you know, 20 from the sand and stuff. So, God, yeah, a million things are running through my head, like how does this work? It's just getting very, very overwhelming. We just turned and the sign said 30 k's still to the highway, so I don't even know how long I've been driving. I didn't even look at the time. I just grabbed things and chucked them in the car. But yeah, we just went past the turn and it said another 30 k's to the highway. But the thing is, you can't go very fast because the road's so up and down and dippy and corrugated, and, you know, you're lucky to sit on 70 k's. But yeah, I'm so thankful and grateful for not only, yeah, Kim and Shan, but Trev as well. But yeah, Kim and Shan are absolutely amazing. They just chucked me in the back seat and we're going. I said, I'll catch up, just please, like, just go. So they're absolutely amazing. And Shan stayed, yeah, with Henry on the beach the whole time while we were running around and trying to get help and get things. And so yeah, absolute amazing person. People, should I say, Kim and Shan. We love you and we're very, very, very thankful.
So we'll just give you a look at the patient this morning. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. What?
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
We're just trying to work out this morning what we're gonna do moving forward, really. Hey.
It's sort of thrown a bit of a spanner in the works with campgrounds and being so remote, and aren't really getting answers out of Exmouth because they didn't tell us anything, so they don't really have any facilities there to answer any questions at all. All they did was blood tests and that's it, which is a bit, without being rude, pathetic. So this seems like a really good time to explain my side of what happened. So yesterday I woke up with a little bit of a headache, and Louis is just been a pain this morning. What are you doing, mate? So yesterday morning I woke up with a headache, and I decided that I just took 4 Nurofen. I know half an hour went by and the kids had come back from their snorkeling. I put a video up online, on the computer, what they were doing, and showed them that, and they sort of wanted to go out again and do some more. So They didn't want to get in the water because of the reef shark, so I decided me and Shan were going to go with them. So we chucked on our snorkel gear and off we went. So I sort of showed you that footage just then. Oh, just, I don't know, probably 5-10 minutes ago. And yeah, I don't know what was going on. Like, I got sort of 30 meters into the water and it was quite cold that first 30, and then the water temp after that, it jumped sort of 5-6 degrees, maybe a bit more. It was quite a substantial jump. It was weird. But my hands inside here and here were like pins and needles, and really it felt like someone had a knitting needle and just forcing it into my hand. It was bizarre. It was on both hands though, which was strange. And the only way it was comfortable was to do this. So I was out in the water with my hands like this most of the time, and we're out there for probably 20 minutes and I was swimming. I felt exhausted out there and tired, like really lethargic in the legs. I was worn out, like I'd just done a big run, and I just said, oh, that's enough. And everyone else went in, but Naoka went back out, and I was like, oh bugger, I have to go get her. So I waited for her to come back, and she came back after a couple of minutes. And then we decided to head back in, and we come across 1 or 2 really good bits of coral or bommies, so we videoed them, and then we found a turtle and we swam after that because that was pretty cool. And by then I was very exhausted. I was like, God, I've got a long way to go in. It would have been close to 100 meters, 150 meters in. So I decided, oh, we better get into it. So I started to swim slowly. The current was pushing us to the north and the wind was coming from the south. And I didn't swim directly to the beach. I sort of went a little bit longer. I went diagonal with the current, just to make it easier on me, and I just had to keep looking to make sure Naoka was keeping up. I felt like I was going way too fast, and I thought Naoka was dragging behind, but she looked like she was fine. Then I was just breathing really heavy in my snorkel gear, and got to the beach, took my snorkel gear off standing up, flippers and all, and then walked up on the beach, and I didn't feel well. I thought, geez, I feel like really lightheaded. Then I sort of started walking up the beach. I probably got 10 to 15 meters up the beach, and I was like, God, I need to get out of this sand. I feel like I need to sit down or lay down on my back and relax and just take it in. And then I went to run off to try and get there quicker because I didn't think I was going to make it. And then I hit the deck. I basically bumped into Naoka and fell over, and that was it. Like, I was on the ground and I was still aware of what was going on. I lost all my ability to move my arms and legs, and I basically rolled to my side. I don't know how long it was. It felt like a good 5 minutes, and I couldn't physically open my eyes because of all the sand was smashing me in the face, and I just want to have my eyes open to get my bearings, just to get myself up and going again. And then Shannon, Sarah, and
Kim and Trevor.
Everyone was trying to, I said, I want to sit up, I want to get the hell off the beach. Like, all I wanted to do was I just wanted to get off the beach so I could get
in a chair or something.
Even just to lay down on the rug. I didn't care. It was just the sand was just hammering me. Like, I'm still digging sand out of my ears because I had to sit there and I was just getting smashed by sand. So I went to sit up, and I said to myself, oh my God, I'm going to black out to myself in my head, and that's what happened. I fell to my left, I remember, and I don't remember anything from then till they said, can you move your legs? And I moved my legs, and they're like, oh, he's moving his legs. And I was like, oh, well, I've always been able to move my legs, but apparently that was nearly 20 minutes from when I passed out. So yeah, basically I said I need to get off the beach again. So they got me up, I stood up, assisted by Shan and Trevor. Was he there still? Trevor was still there, and they helped me get back to the car, and I made it to the back of the car, and I was like, I can't even go another.
No, you didn't stand up, you crawled.
No, I was up.
No.
I was up till the car. Then I stacked it at the car. I fell over again at the car, but I didn't.
No, you crawled to the car, Henry.
I don't remember doing that.
You did. You crawled to the car and then you dropped and laid down.
And then I fell down to the ground again at the back of the car, and I rolled under the car for the shade. Still getting hammered by the wind, just couldn't get away from it. Another, 10 minutes went by. Yeah. Finally got my bearings again. I said, I just want to get under the awning in the shade. So then I crawled under the awning and then stayed there for another 10, 15 minutes. And then by then they'd all said, we're all going to Exmouth Hospital. And I was just a passenger then. So crawled into the back of Shannon's car, and he drove me all the way out to the highway, which is close to...
It's about, what, over 50 k's?
No, yeah, it's not that far. It just takes ages. It took like an hour to get out. Like, it's insane. It's just a long way from anywhere. And then we've got another hour and a half drive in from there, which made it harder. So it turns out to be like a nearly 2.5 hour drive from here. So that's what happened, and I have no answers as to what's going on and
why it happened, and yeah.
So I've got to pretty much get myself to somewhere where I can get some CAT scans and stuff done. So in case there's something going on up here, I don't know. So at this stage, Sarah's freaking out, and we need to probably move on from here and cut this short, this stay here, which sucks, and be somewhere that's it's not closer to help, but there is an ambulance and stuff in Coral Bay, or we go back to Exmouth. But as I said before, if this happens again in the next 10 days or 20 days, then Exmouth doesn't really have the facilities to answer my questions. So if I was in Coral Bay, then we'll be going to Carnarvon, because they've got the stuff there that I need.
What'd you do, buddy?
He bumped his chin.
Oh, you're trying to climb out the window like you're slow.
So anyway, very stressful situation for everyone but me, because I don't really know. I remember how it played out, but I wasn't the one that was sitting there watching me looking like I was going to die. So yes. So yeah, that we've been umming and ahhing whether to put this up. So we're going to sit on probably all this, and if it's on, it's on. It's not. If it's not, it's not. And the only reason I'm putting, if it does get on, is just to make you guys aware that shit goes wrong, and you can't help it sometimes. And you just got to be aware of your situations and surroundings a little bit. In that, you know, this is one of those cases that things go wrong randomly, and there's nothing you can do about it. So.
Yeah, and it's kind of just making people aware that, yeah, it's cool to go to really remote places and try and get footage and whatnot if you're a content creator, but the reality is you take risks when you're doing that, and you don't know when things are going to go wrong. And it was scary how long it took to get emergency services. Like, by the time
they wouldn't come here.
No, so they can't go off the bitumen. So by the time we got up, got service, we're able to call an ambulance, come back, try and get Henry stable enough to get in the car to get out to the bitumen. And then we got to the bitumen, the ambulance wasn't even there yet, and then so we just started driving towards Exmouth and met the ambulance. But by the time Henry, actually the incident happened and Henry was in the hospital, it was like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
So you know, if you've got real emergencies, I don't even know what you do. Like,
if that was a shark attack, it'd probably be different. They probably would have sent the air wing in. So,
yeah, but you know, if you've got a kid that's not well and deteriorating really fast, like, you know, if you're in any of these places around Exmouth area, especially South Lefroy where we are now,
yeah,
like,
pretty much anything south of Yardie Creek, you're all got the same time frames to get
to a hospital. Like,
all the way down to Coral Bay, but Coral Bay's got bitumen the whole way in, so
yeah.
I don't know, like, not to turn anyone off any of this, because this stuff's amazing. This whole coastline's beautiful. It's just pointing out that, yeah, things can go wrong quite quickly. And
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's just this one off, but...
Yeah, it definitely puts things into perspective a bit more. And
like I can't go snorkeling now for the rest of this trip, because if that happened out there
in the water,
if I had have collapsed in the water, there is not a single chance that Naoka would have been able to get me out. I would have just sunk straight away. She would have tried to pull me up. I just wouldn't work. I would have been dead weight. Just.
Oh, she would have probably drowned herself as well. Why?
It's nuts. So I can't go swimming anymore, which sucks. Like, we haven't even done Osprey and any of the really cool places or Five Fingers yet. So anyway, not to harp on too much now, and it is what it is.
We thought we'll probably get comments saying, why don't you get emergency beacon? We do. We have a Garmin InReach device that we actually pay an annual subscription for scenarios like this. But we didn't think to run and grab it out of the car in the heat of the moment. And we did have a camp host who had bought down a defib machine, and he had a sat phone. So, yeah, we didn't even think to use it. We are now so curious as to what would have happened if we did use our emergency device, and as to whether the emergency response would have been different in this situation. No turtle, just seaweed. We thought it was a turtle, but it was just seaweed. Whoa!
gotten out of South Lefroy. The girls went snorkeling, so everyone's done it.
We had a good snorkel today before we left, and then we all packed up and decided too windy. Let's all head into Coral Bay for a few days. So the weather's supposed to be amazing tomorrow. So we're thinking we'll hit Five Fingers from Coral Bay tomorrow.
Yeah, we thought we'd just move today because the wind sucks. You can probably hear the background noise from the wind, and we've got a headwind right now. So why not move on a crap day and make the most of tomorrow in a better spot?
Yeah.
Like the wind's supposed to back right off. Should be snorkeling for days. So that's why we decided to move. So today's Wednesday, we're supposed to leave there on Saturday.
Yeah. So we've just moved our other 3 nights we're going to have at South Lefroy. We're going to stay in Coral Bay with Shannon and Kim and the kids, and just enjoy, I guess, having service and a pool, and just peace of mind, I think, being in a town. So we'll show you what we get up to around there the next couple of days.
And then at this stage, we're looking at going back into Exmouth again for a couple of days. So we don't know what we're going to do. We haven't really made up our mind. We might just cancel everything yet and keep going south. So.
Yeah, we think everything that happened yesterday, we're a bit, everything's up in the air at the moment. We don't know what we're doing. It could come, Saturday, and we just say stuff like we're heading south. We do have mail coming to Exmouth, so that's our own real hold-up or thing that we want to sort out before we leave this area. So
if we decide to go south, we'll probably just do a quick day trip on Friday, back in to get the mail, and then we're out of here. But I don't know. It's just us rambling. We don't really know.
Yes, we'll keep you in the loop. With our decisions moving forward, I think. Yeah.